What's up, fellow Volkswagen enthusiasts? Today we're going to be putting 3-inch exhaust here on the old 2002 Jetta TDI, of course. Now, for the sake of cutting time on this video, what I did is I cut off the old exhaust, or at least up until the downpipe. In my case, it was already hanging loose. It was actually broken after the catalytic converter. So I had to make just 3 cuts to get the rest of the way out, and here's a suitcase size muffler there. And so now all I got under there is the downpipe and the catalytic converter. So, you know, like I said, for the sake of cutting time on the video, I'm sure you guys can figure out cutting out the old sections of your exhaust. Alright, the next step I failed to mention earlier is you got to take off the belly pan on your front end, but once again, I'm sure you guys have done that before, or you guys can figure it out. Now here we are underneath the car, and here's the old catalytic converter. Okay, and what I wanted to point out here is it's supported by these two kind of rubber grommets right there. Okay, now what I do is try to soften those up to get those to slide out real easily. I'll soak those in a PB Blaster or WD-40. Now before you even do that, you just gotta go over here up above that, and okay, I'll try to get a good shot for you here. Okay, this heat shield that I'm pretty much right in your face right here, I believe these are two 15mm bolts. You got to take those off and you'll have a lot better access to the downpipe. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off, and you'll be able to see the backside of the turbo and the downpipe. Okay, I got that heat shield out, and my mistake, it were 16mm, because we're not 15, so my mistake on that. Now that you took that heat shield off, you can see much better what's going on here. It's pretty tight, pretty close quarters in here, but you'll get the idea of what we're dealing with here. Okay, here's the downpipe. Okay, here's the section for heat expansion and whatnot. Okay, follow it, and there's the exhaust housing of the turbo. Now, I know that may be difficult to see. I'm trying to get you guys a decent shot here, but I think these 3 bolts right here that we need to get off that holds the downpipe on, I believe those are 13mm. So it'd probably help out a lot if you soak those in WD. I'm getting ready to do that now, but it looks like they might be a little hard to get to, but it's definitely doable. One there, and there's one right there. It's kind of hard to see right there, and there's one beside that one that is off camera that you cannot see. Okay, I got all the I got the 3mm bolts off. I did have to have a short extension. I was using 3/8 drive. I used a short extension to kind of get around the actual downpipe. I had one of the studs come out there on the other side of this top one. Had a stud come out. You know, these two I got lucky and just the nut come off, but yeah, on the other one I had just the whole stud and the nut come off, so I got to deal with that. Big deal though. Okay, now we're gonna move downstream here to the catalytic converter, and like I said earlier, spraying these rubber grommets here holds the catalytic converter in. I spray those with WD so they're real nice and soft, so I should be able to, anyway, get those to slide right out. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but Yeah, there, bitch. There's one. Oh, shit. Okay. Pull things out. Oh. So now that that's out, I kind of just snake it through this tunnel. Okay, just like so. So while I had a chance, I was going to show you guys the difference between the stock downpipe and the new downpipe. It's from Kerma TDI. It's a 304 stainless. Not much of a big difference except for obviously the pipe diameter size, and still uses the same size gasket for the downpipe there. Okay, it's still got the section for the heat, expansion, and contraction, you know, so you don't have to worry about your cracks, your exhaust pipes cracking and whatnot. Thought this was kind of weird. They have a plug here. I'm not sure if that's for an O2 sensor or maybe it's for a port, or somebody could put a EGT probe. I'm not quite sure, but I went ahead and tightened that up with a 19mm socket because I'm not going to be utilizing it for anything. Okay, boys and girls, I think I got the downpipe done. It was a bear, but I just want to give you guys a heads up on what you guys are going to go up against. Okay, this bottom knot here on the downpipe, that one was easy. You could get a socket on that one. No big deal there. And this top one, it wasn't so bad because you can get right to it. But since the downpipe is a little bit fatter, you are not able to get a socket on it. And the real nightmare come from the bolt, or I should say the nut that's on the opposite side of this one. It's on the back side and just behind this one. You can't really see it on camera, but that one was a nightmare because it was just hard to get to. One thing I want to say that from up top on the engine, you were not really able to get much of a turn on it. You weren't able to do much of anything with it, so I had to do it all from down here. So what I wound up having to do is I had to get this 90 degree wrench right here. So this is nuts are 13mm. All we had was a 1/2 inch, so I got the closest equivalent to 13mm. Now, damn it, we have to. Okay, this is a 1/2 inch. Okay, 90 degree turn, but as you can see, it's very short. Okay, so all the wrenches we had were really long, especially the one that this open end was at a 90 degree angle. You were not even able to get a closed-in wrench on those downpipe nuts, or at least the one on the back side, the one that I had a real hard time with. So what I had to wind up doing is getting this one, and it was much longer, so I had to wind up cutting it off to where it was really short. Okay, so that being said, get up under here under position. This is really important. This is the fact that, or this is the step that's probably gonna give you the most hard time. Okay. Now, okay, here's the oil pan right here. Okay, there's the drain plug, so I'm looking straight up for a minute. Now, from right here, I was able to get a good bite on that nut with this shorty wrench I just showed you. Okay, now the reason why I had to be short is because whenever you did bite onto the nut with the long one, and you couldn't get a swing on it because it would hit the engine block right here. So with it being short, I was able to get a bite on it and actually get a turn on it with it being real short. So that's really important. My recommendation is go to the parts store and get you a short 90-degree angle 13mm open end wrench. So we didn't have any here in our shop, so I just had to deal with what I had at the time. So it's really close quarters in here, and I wish you luck on it. If you have a little perseverance, you can get it done. As I don't know if you've noticed, but I did put this exhaust strap on it. I got it from Summit Racing. Another thing, the heat shield right here. Okay, here's the back side of the downpipe. Now notice how it was kind of rubbing there, these little ears, and rubbing there also. So I'd do some tweaking. Since this is an inch bigger pipe, or whatever the factory size exhaust is, this one's 3-inch. Now it was rubbing, because I did drive this to work with just the downpipe, and I noticed when you put it in reverse, it was kind of like you could hear it rubbing against this heat shield. So what I had to wind up doing was kind of tweaking it, kind of bending it outwards, just kind of make room for the bigger pipe. All the way around here, up top, sides of course, right here. And I also did down here, through the steering rack is, yeah, see, there it is right there. Steering rack is right underneath this, so there's a heat shield there. And just for a little extra clearance. Yeah, so I don't get no annoying buzzing noises in the cab rubbing up against that heat shield. I got a a pry bar and some long screwdrivers, and kind of just bent it, real gently, and don't go crazy with it or nothing. You don't want to damage anything else, but you're just gonna need a little bit more room, bigger pipe. Okay, here's the next section of pipe that's gonna connect to the downpipe. Pretty easy to tell because it's got this big long prongs on there to go into the hangers that are right here, just below the where the downpipe sits. This section has this little donut gasket that come with it. And at first I didn't know where it went, but then it's pretty obvious where it goes. So judging to where it connects to the downpipe, the flat end is going to go toward this pipe. So you're going to need they need to go this direction. And kind of slide it on there. Get these bolts out of the way. Just like that. Okay, and your downpipe will kind of go into that. And I'll put these bolts to it, tighten her down. But you get the idea. Okay, here we go. I got these two little hanger prong thingies in there. Now, there's this straight piece of pipe. Okay. And there it is with the little donut gasket in it. Right there. So we're just gonna have them meet each other. It's hard doing this one-handed. Okay, well, turns out I can't, but yeah, I just wanted to show you that's what's going on with this donut gasket thing. It just kind of meets the straight pipe section and this the downpipe, and kind of gives it a I guess an airtight seal or something. And then I'm gonna put those bolts in there. And okay, so I've identified the next piece of pipe that I need. I Now your stock exhaust had on this little, it's like a turn hanger or something. The pipe kind of set in between here. And so what we're gonna have to do is get it out. So I sprayed it with these the rubber bushings with a PB blaster to get them to slide out as easy as possible. So on both sides. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, with every project comes a few surprises. Alright, to get this piece off, I was telling you about earlier, a second ago, I had to undo these two 13mm bolts. See these little bars or whatever that goes into the rubber grommet, these were so long that I get one side loose and didn't have enough room to get the other side because, you know, clearance issues or whatever. So I take off this 13mm nut or screw and of course on the other side and kind of like tilt it, like, you know, tilt it this way, and then I was able to get it out. Oh man, that was terrible. Alright, let me try to attempt to explain to you what just happened here. Okay, for whatever reason, this pipe section with this the spring hangers that go into here, okay, was like, I don't know, like less than a half inch, like around maybe about half inch shy from being able to insert into these the bushings. Okay, so what I had to wind up doing is I had to take out both of these spring perches or their bushings or whatever. I'd take those out. There's 4 13mm nuts. Put those on the perch. Okay, then slide the pipe up there as far as it possibly would go. And then I had to stick a screwdriver up through here and through here through the rubber and kind of like pry it and like stretch it so the hole would line up, and I was able to get one of these nuts in here. There is none here on these on the other side. This bushing is so stretched now I'll line it up on the other side. So they're fine the way they are now. I mean, they're supported and they're in the perch the way they need to be. If I didn't do it this way, what I had to wind up doing is I would have had to take off this other section of pipe and cut it and just, you know, fuck that. Too much work. Okay, so we're at the back of the car and I slid in this section of pipe. What I want to share with you guys is this section to go over this rear cross member here. I had to slide the pipe in through like the front side. Like I had to take this section of pipe, okay, and slide it in up through here, up this way and over and like that, because this spring perch, I tried sliding it in this way through here, but this spring perch was kind of hitting, you know, random spots, and there's this turn here, so that wasn't going to work. So I had to slide it up in through here, back behind this, and like so. So just want to clear that up about as far as getting it in there. Alright, well I just got this last section of pipe on. Had to do a little bit of fine tuning here. It was a good thing that I left them clamps back there all loose, and I recommend you guys do the same. Do not tighten everything down, or I should say the clamps, until the very end, the very last step, because like I said, you're going to need excuse me, you're going to need some fine adjustment, kind of some wiggle room to kind of get it exactly where you want it. like I said, I had to do some fine tuning here to get it to where this pipe was pretty much, you know, straight, because it was either cocked to the right a little bit, like, you know, over here or whatever. So I had to kind of just move some things around, and the pipe down there before this section right here, I had to kind of move it around. I was able to get it right where I wanted. So the spring perch goes right up there on the stock existing part. Same thing for one down there. Okay. If you notice, I did do some exhaust wrap down here because there is some brake lines around that area that I was kind of worried about. I wanted to protect against. Now all I gotta do is put it in the tailpipe. Well guys, another job complete. I just put on the tip. This is a 4-inch tip I got from Summit Racing. So this one does not come in the kit. It's this one actually. It's a 3-inch and it's a turn down style, but I chose not to use it. Wanted something a little more ridiculous. So overall, out of 5 stars, which 5 being the most difficult, I'd give this maybe a, I don't know, about maybe a 3.5. It wasn't too bad. Another thing I'd like to mention, special thanks to Kerman TDI for developing such a quality exhaust system. Yeah, it wasn't the cheapest out there, definitely not, but I'm a firm believer is you get what you pay for. But yeah, if this video helped you guys out at all, you know, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If it didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. You have every right to do that. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. I'll do anything I can to help you guys out. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Till next time.